All right, this video is going to be more completing the square in order to graph equations. And just a heads up, this is going to be very challenging for a lot of you who are not good at algebra because all of these x squareds now, they're going to have an a value that's not 1. So here's how you do it. Basically, imagine this equation, 2x squared plus 12x plus 13. Now, before, you could just look at this x value, cut it in half, and call it x plus 6 squared. But the thing is, you can't do that anymore. What you have to do is you have to group these two and take out the a value, so like kind of like a GCF out of it. So it would look like this, x squared plus 6x, and now this is all grouped, and then plus 13. Okay, now you complete the square on this intersection. So you call it x plus 3 squared, x plus 3 squared, but then you cancel the L of the FOIL just like before. So this L of the FOIL would be plus 9, so you have to minus 9. This green is this right here. So what that means is I'm still going to have a 2 in front of it, and then it's all plus 13, like this. This right here, if you can get this down, you'll be fine. But that's by far the hardest part, is knowing where to put your parentheses and what to group and what to distribute, because what's going to happen is now I'm going to distribute this 2 to the x plus 3 squared and to this minus 9. So this equation is going to look like this. 2x plus 3 squared minus 18 plus the 13 at the end. So my final equation is 2x plus 3 squared minus 5. If you did not understand that, don't worry. There's 3 more where you can try to understand it. But now I would just graph it like normal. So my vertex is -3, 5 here with a value of 2. So this quadratic would look something like that. Okay, let's try this again. Now this one's even a little more tricky because it's a -1, and a lot of kids really wouldn't see that or think about it, but here we go. Y equals negative, I'm going to write it as -1x squared plus 10x minus 22. Remember, you have to GCF this -1 out. So now it's like x squared. It changes the plus 10x to a minus 10x, like this, and then I've got minus 22. Now is when you complete the square. Sorry, this should be plus 10x. Now is when you complete the square on this part. So this is just going to be the green right here. It turns into x plus 5 squared minus 25, like this. And the -1 is going to have to get distributed to all of that. So now I distribute the -1. And so this equation turns into this, -1 x plus 5 squared plus 25 minus 22. And then just combine like terms at the end there. So -1 x plus 5 squared plus 3. So now I know I have a vertex of -5 comma 3 and an a value of -1. So this looks something like this. Okay, let's try a couple more. Number 3 here, y equals -3x squared plus 6x plus 3. You have to GCF this -3 out. So -3, when you GCF, you're dividing. So it turns into just 1x squared minus 2x, like that, and then plus 3. Now I'm going to complete the square on this part. It's going to become x minus 1 squared minus 1. But I still am going to have the -3 that I have to distribute to both of those things, as well as the plus 3 at the very end. Now distribute the -3, you would get this equation, y equals -3 x minus 1 squared plus 3 plus 3. And then just combine those like terms at the end. Now I'm ready to graph it. It has a vertex of 1, 6, and an a value of -3. So it looks something like this. Okay, and then this last one. Y equals 2x squared plus 8x plus 5. You have to GCF this 2 out. So now it's just x squared plus 4x, and then the plus 5. Now I'm going to complete this square. So that's going to turn into x plus 2 squared minus 4. But there's a 2 that's going to have to get distributed to both of those things. And then the plus 5 at the end. So distribute the 2. You would get y equals 2x plus 2 squared minus 8 plus 5. Combine your like terms at the end. All right, and so now I have a vertex of -2, -3, and an a value of +2. So the key takeaway is find out what your a value is, GCF it out of anything with the letter x, complete the square, but just remember you'll have to redistribute that a value to both of these things. Once you've redistributed it, just combine like terms at the end, and then you're ready to graph. That's how you complete the square to graph quadratics when a value is not 1. Hope this video helped.